So, I will start this webinar. Hello everyone. Thank you for attending my training session. My name is Nayan, who is in technical support at Suprema. In this session, I will give you an overview from BioStar 2.7.1 to 2.7.7, which was released in the first half of this year. Before we start, this session has a limited time of 1 hour. If you have any questions, I will get them at once after the presentation is finished. So, shall we start?
Yes.
Officially, we have 36 improvements and new features and fixed 33 bugs from BioStar 2.7.1 to 2.7.7. But I will just tell you some important features you might be interested in. I divide this new functionality into 5 themes: server setting, device, time and attendance, visitor, and etc. So first is server settings. User data sync was only supported from the server side only up to 2.7.0 version. From BioStar 2.7.1, the device side enroll edited user data can be automatically synced to the other devices. This functionality works by checking user enroll edited logs from the server side. When the user enroll edited logs are uploaded to the server pulls the user data from the device and updates it and syncs to the other devices. In case of having the same user data in server, the device side user data are merged to the server DB. In other words, the already existing user field in the server side won't be affected and only the vacant user fields are updated as below. Please note that the user data delete device from the device won't affect the server side user data. From BioStar 2.7.2 or higher version, password level configuration location has been moved from server general to security in setting. And there is updated features in the password configuration. There are 3 things related password new features. Up to 2.7.1, you could set a policy for the password complexity for BioStar to login. Now, you can set the period for which you want to use password, and you can set the maximum invalid attempts and the time limit. Also, you can set the maximum password change limit. There are some ports that BioStar 2 must occupy in order to operate normally. BioStar 2 web server service occupies 9,000 ports. However, during the process of upgrading or installing BioStar 2, the required ports may be occupied by other programs or systems other than BioStar 2 service. There have been many issues with port 9000. Then suddenly, you can't access BioStar 2 software with valid admin ID and password like this. How to analyze these issues? Go to installation path of BioStar and log further and open BioStar YYY-mm-dd. It's such like your date as a notepad, and then confirm if the log is as follows. In here, fail to open fast CGI socket port 9000 in use by other application. Or in your Chrome browser, press F12 key and see if there is 502 bad gateway failed to parse decrypted text error message. Then, before the BioStar 2.7.5, you cannot change the port 9000 in the setting config, but in BioStar 2.7.5, you can change this port instead of 9000. How to change the port number? Then move to BioStar 2 installation path and edit the file setting.com and add web server fast CGI port where BioStar part and enter the port number what you want to use instead of 9000. The custom level is a function that assigns different privileges to the administrator and sets up the necessary parts for each administrator. Typically, there is an administrator level that allows access and modification of the entire menu, including a user operator for managing only the user menu and a monitoring operator for checking only logs. In the past, up to 32 custom level accounts has been available, but BioStar 2.7.5 has no custom level limitations. Recently, BioStar 2 supports to connect Active Directory server, and BioStar 2 server can synchronize the user information of Active Directory user information to the user information of BioStar 2. The overall structure is as follows. When you click the Sync button on the BioStar server, the user information is synchronized through the connection Active Directory information. Please check which features are supported and which are not. Basic Active Directory Connect is supported, but the number of user information that can be interrupt in limited and automatic user synchronization is not supported. Here is an overview of how to set it up. First, active the AC Advanced Level license. Set the BioStar 2 user ID type to alphanumeric. Then, enter the information for each Active Directory server. For information on how to check the Active Directory server connection information, please refer to the article at the bottom of the page. We will share the presentation material after the webinar has ended. After entering the correct Active Directory server connection information, select the user field of the Active Directory server to map to the BioStar 2 user field, and the basic setup is completed. When you need to synchronize the users, press the Sync Now button to perform the synchronization. Please refer to the article at the bottom for details on BioStar 2's Active Directory configuration. And next, device chart. This feature is added because it is difficult to find the exact log of the event that you want in the event log. From BioStar 2.7.1, the custom input event name change is supported for easily searching and detecting input events by given names. It is often used for marking break glass events and receiving art, and searching the event by the designated event name. How to set this? Go to Detail the Device Settings page and set Trigger and Action. Choose the input event name change and enter Trigger Settings and choose Input event name change. Choose Non-Action when it does not need to output relay signal. Check Monitoring Event and Alert for custom event name. From BioStar 2.7.3, you are available to configure more admin users within second-generation devices. Before BioStar 2.7.3, you can configure maximum 10 admin users. From BioStar 2.7.3, you can configuration maximum 100 admin users. If you have a BioStar 2 old version, such like before the 2.7.3, and your device's firmware is new version, it guarantees maximum 10 admin users. Even if you have a BioStar 2.7.3 or the latest version, and device's firmware is old firmware version, then you cannot guarantee more than 10 admin users. Just you have a BioStar 2.7.3 or the latest version, and devices firmware is the latest version is guaranteed over the 10 admin users. Please note that second entry devices is not supported these features, and officially released second version of firmware and old firmware is not support this feature. It BioStar 2 and A2, L2, N2, base station 2, and base light is supporting devices. From BioStar 2.7.4, we support for quick enrollment for base station 2. What is the quick enrollment? The user can register base with only one step, not the default procedure of 3 steps. When you set this option to enable, the base registration procedure is set to 1 step. If you set the option to disable, it is set to 3 steps. To register high-quality base templates, disable quick enrollment. Quick enrollment is available only base station 2 and base light. Base station 2 firmware, which is supported quick enrollment, will release end of July. Next is time and attendance. Before BioStar 2.7.2, you can't calculate TNA for shift working 24 hours or more. This is because BioStar 2 is processed on the basis of day start time, so before the day start time, it is the previous day. After the day start time, it is the next day. From BioStar 2.7.2, the option allowed a day before after time is added so that you can calculate TNA for working 24 hours or more by allowing a day before after time. It is likely to expand the day from 24 hours up to 36 hours for shift. This is an example of the using allowed a day before after time. This employee schedule is work overnight once in 4 days, and he has the 3 different shifts. Then you can set up to 6 hours for each a day before and a day after, in total 12 hours. In this example, let's see how to set the fixed shift in the BioStar. If you set the day start time, then you can see the blue mark in this. In this second shift is need to over the day, so it is need to allow a day before after time. If you check these options, then you can see the other points without this blue point. Then if you set the day before time and day after time, then you can see the mark like this. So this shift needs a 2 time code because he works time 9 to 9, but in the middle of night and morning night is an overtime code. So it calculates such like a regular 9 to 24 hour, and overtime code is 0 to 9. And you have to check like this next day. Overtime code need to next day checking. And next is a schedule template. You can set the template like this. Shift 1 is day 1 and shift 2 is day 2. But if you set the shift 2 in day 2, then you can see the day 3 in automatically filled in morning time. And you can set the day 3. As you know that this example schedule has a cycle each 4 days. So when you set the schedule template, you select the type is daily and cycle is 4. The TNA license will be is changed to the professional license from BioStar 2.7.5. The floating shift will be supported in all TNA license. You will not be able to proceed with the upgrade if you are using features that required an upgraded license and you do not have an upgraded license ready. In TA license from, I'm sorry, I missed my mention. The TA license will be changed to the professional license from the 2.7.7, and before the 2.7.6, like just basic and just TA license. If you have already time attendance license already in use, it is replaced by a professional license. And professional license is supported number of users is unlimited. Next is visitor. Visitor can register in 2 situations. First is customer register in advance to visit, and the other is self-register on the spot by the customer. This is a pre-registration in cycle. First, visitor self-register through our visitor register page in advance the visit, and visitor visit other company, and visitor contact information desk, and desk search for pre-applied visitor information to BioStar 2. Then BioStar 2's administrator allows to check in visitor. This situation is on-site registration. Visitor visit company and visitor self-register via desk. If visitor register their information, then transfer to BioStar 2. BioStar 2's admin allows to check in visitor. I will show you the demo then how to work visitor system and operator. So before the use visitor, you have to active visitor license. Also, you have to add access group before the using visitor management. Also, you can...
Hello, Naya. Could you more increase your voice? We cannot hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you can.
Where did you lost my voice?
I can hear, but it's just too small.
Okay.
Can you speak loudly?
Okay. Then okay.
Could you speak more?
Okay. Is it
Yes, it's okay.
okay? Then TNA start over.
Chris, what do you mean?
Okay. Then
Naya, could you explain each step how to configure the visitor?
okay.
So we just see the video.
Okay.
Yeah. So first we need to activate the visitor license, right?
Yes.
And
then if you want to visit visitor management, then before you activate this visitor license,
okay.
and then you can see like this visitor menu, but there is a no visitor in their menu. So you set this site setting and all settings, and you can enroll the visitor from the welcome site. So here is the configuration welcome site. And this is a accept terms such like before the gathering personal information, and here is the notice when visitor successful register via visitor welcome page. So if you set, sorry.
Hello,
So,
Ryan.
hello?
Hello, I'm Chris from Solo Chatbot. Would like to know the visitor menu explanation. Could you go back the previous page?
Okay. First visitor menu like this.
Yes, I think it's little difficult to know about the difference between pre-registration and on-site.
Okay.
So,
Then I will start over this page.
yes.
Yes.
Do you have any prepared demonstration for self-register?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Behind of this video, demo video, and you can see the self-register process. Yeah.
It would be better. Could you show that?
Okay. Then I'll go to this page.
Okay.
Okay. You can see this customer field. You can set the customer field when your customer enter the value when they register, and please drag and drop this site link, then click this page, and this is a welcome page of the visitor. So if you before you have already visited, then you can see your information such like this searching, but it is clean visitor management, so I will self-register this first visit. Visitor must enter the value of their name and telephone. That is a mandatory field value. The other is not mandatory, as I know that. So these columns is I was set the enter the customer's custom values. So you can set these things what you want to need from the visitor. If you enroll your fingerprint, then also visitor management enroll twice time. Then you can see the complete to register and visitor management. So in your visitor menu in your BioStar, then you can see the like this. So there are some limitations when using visitor. First, the USB registration device cannot be used in visitor. Typically, BioMini, BioMini Plus, BioMini Plus 2, and D620 are not supported. And visitor can check in and check out only through the BioStar 2 software. And once registered, visitors can re-register through the searching. And you can edit the user's expiry date, such like this. And when visitor is registered, it can delete the value. So end of the video.
Hello, Kenny. So some customer is confusing the concept of visitor, so we need to explain some part.
Yes. Yes. What is the main first screen in video like this? Visitor has a two interface. First one. This. Register function. Okay. Like this. Yeah. Yes, this page shows the self-register. Yes, it's right. This shows for the visitor to use
This is the self-register page for the visitor only. So if there is a visitor can access the self-register menu and then enter the host name and the visitor can register on fingerprint. That's all for the visitor registration page. Is it clear or any questions? It's company premise. After this session, you can have some demo license of visitor and you can try to follow the demo. Samples. Access on card.
Access on card. If you set
1 second.
if you set the card type like without the CSN or smart card, then I think it's possible to.
I will check now. 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, smart card supported.
Yes. Card type is we support card type is CSM, weekend, and smart card. 3 types.
Yes, correct.
This demo video is first visit. It not shows the re-registration. Yes, you can use the weekend card.
Weekend cards such as HR Prox or iClass card, which should read by weekend format. Yes, it's up to the device type.
When you setting the PC setting, then you can select the device like this. I will set the A2.
The length of card number, I think we can support more than 10 digits because we can add up to 205 6 bit. So I think it can possible. And do we need to share the video? Chris, we will check about your question later. I can. Okay. And barrier pieces important. If you want to allow to access the self-registration page once visitor visit your office, you should prepare a PC with a hub to connect a device. It will be available to register visitors' fingerprint by himself. Is it clear, Maria? Okay, 1 second.
될 거예요. 그만 켜놨으니까 이걸로 켜놨? 안 켰나? 아직 기다려봐요. 아까 갑자기 비디오 나온다는 소리 보내줬어요. 아 진짜요? 그러다가 Okay. Could you give me a second, please? Hi. Hello. I'll show you the visitor registration page. Can you see the screen? Yes. Then okay. Then as you see this page is through the settings and visitor like this menu. And you can set the site setting in name, and before the setting of visitor, then you set the access group to use for the visitor. And if you check the card use, then you can see the active card type, this drop box. Then you can see the CSN, weekend, and smart card. Sorry. Are you see the clear?
Yes.
Yes. Then okay. Then let's see again. So you can set the site setting like this, and you can click to apply. The site setting is saved, and you can set the visitor PC setting.
Hello.
Hello.
Could you select the weekend card from the card type and see?
Okay. Then I will create new site and select the access group. And if you check card use, then you can see the active this column of card type.
Weekend.
And you set the weekend.
And then we can select the card format, right?
Yes.
That's from the customer's inquiry.
Oh.
Thank you, Sampes.
Okay. Then can I go forward?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can set also visitor PC. Then type your PC's name and you can check the device which is gathered enrolled to visitor's fingerprint and select your visitor site.
Hello, now could you show the visitor registration page? So can you want to see the visitor registration page?
Okay, then I'll try to.
Hello, can it is because the visitor menu does not allow to use BioMini Plus 2 or some USB scanner, so we need to assign the connected IP devices.
So why I select the A2 because this BioStar Connect the device is A2. So before the using visitor management, then you connect your device which is enroll the fingerprint from visitors, and you can set the door because it needs to create the access group, and you should set the access group for the visitor use, such like this.
There are so many questions for the visitor menu. And the Brian from Neometris, maybe we are going for the BioMini support. We have some to-do list to support that, but the data is not fixed. So we will update you if we have the plan. And check the meaning of site is some place which the door is located.
And our visitor management does not support yet face recognition, so we are not support that base station 2. I think that.
The visitor PC setting is can be located same location or different location each for the allowing to access Warta to software and register visitor information only. Then done. Is that clear or do you have any question?
When you enroll the fingerprint from the visitor, in this, please refer to this demo video. So if you see like this, enroll the visitor's information, and next, and this page is gathering credential. So visitor input their fingerprint, which is registered via a BioStar visitor settings devices. So visitor enroll their fingerprint, then here is the enroll his fingerprint. And how to issue the card is end of this webinar. I will make the demo and I will share. When I share this presentation file, in that I will attach that demo file in their files.
Hello, Maria. Yes, we can load the access group for the visitor. Okay, Narayan, you can keep going.
Okay.
Well, I will check all the inquiries and then send some reply after this session.
Okay. Then etc. is migration tool.
Till now the screen is frozen that you are sharing. I'm not sure I'm the only one, but I'm still by the access control tab. Yeah, now it's working. Thanks.
Can you see the presentation screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see it again. Thanks.
Hello, Brian, and we allow to set the access group in the visitor registration page, but it does not affect the access group information. It's just to know where the customer should go the site. It's on information and it does not match the actual access group. Is it clear? Can you move on?
Okay, then I will keep going this presentation. Okay, so last thing is etc. That is a BioStar migration tool from BioStar version 1 to BioStar version 2. BioStar 1 migration tool allows you to migrate user data and event logs from BioStar version 1 into BioStar 2. Please note that BioStar version 1 to BioStar 2 migration tool is available on PCs with BioStar 1 and BioStar 2 installed. This migration tool supports data migration from BioStar 1.9 or later version to BioStar 2.6 or later version. This tool is available only 64-bit operating system. When migrating data using BioStar version 1 to BioStar version 2 migration tool, existing users stored in BioStar 2 will be deleted except for user 1. When you run the migration tool, this is very important thing. In the same PC, same computer, you installed BioStar 1 and BioStar 2. Then you can stop the BioStar server service and just run BioStar 2 server. And BioStar 2 DB stored data is just only user ID is 1. This is the administrator account. Then when you run the migration tool, before the run migration batch file run as administrator, such like this, and you can see the result of like this. Listening on 3100. This migration tool location is installation BioStar 2 path under the BioStar -migration folder. And run BioStar DB migration from the Chrome browser, or run the Chrome web browser and enter like this, localhost colon 3100 in the address field. To get the user information of BioStar 1 to the user information of BioStar 2, fill in for each field in accordance with the BioStar 2 setting information. It's matching. If you use HTTPS, then you select the protocol HTTPS. And you enter your server IP and you enter the port of your server using the port. And input your administrator ID and your password. And click test connection, such like this button, and you can see you confirm this pop-up. And go down the page and fill in the DB information of BioStar 1 server. Please refer your BioStar 1 server config and you select the DB type and ask and server name and database name.
One question: in the previous version of the migration tool, the server address, you must fill in 2 backslashes instead of 1. So is that also a known issue that is now already solved?
Could you explain again?
So normally when you are on the old migration tool, you must run it as a command prompt, run migration user.bat, something like that. But by the configuration file, you must fill in the server address. The server address, in this case, it's khu-pc/,
Yes.
only 1 slash, but in the previous version, you must use 2 slash. How do you say that?
Are you referring this migration tool or other two?
Yeah,
These
correct.
two?
You asking for this tool or the other tool?
The other tool, when you are using the other tool, the old version tool,
Yes.
then you must change the user config file, and by the server address, instead of using your computer name / then the BioStar server, you must use 2 /icons instead of 1.
Yes,
So-
Patrick, that is non-issue of old
Okay,
migration.
so that is solved in this version, in the new migration tool.
Yes, the method has been changed.
Yeah. Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you. Okay,
Then
okay.
I will keep going then. So then input your BioStar 1's configuration like this, and you can also you can click the test connection, such as, and you can confirm this pop-up. And down the page, and you can see that this part and user. Then if you don't have any card, then you can select the none for card, and you have a profile image. Then you can set the both to migrate user. But if you have any card for user, then you can select the CSN. Our migration tool this migration tool is supports only CSN transfer, and you can select the MSB or LSB CSN type, and you can migration your card information these options. CSN type is select the byte order used in BioStar 1 between MSB or NSB. This option appears only when you select CSN card on card. So this upper image select the none, so you can't see the CSN type. Profile image select whether or not to migrate the profile image register to the user. So if you check the profile image is true, then you can see the image path. Enter the path where BioStar 1 saved the user's profile image. This option is available only when true is selected on the profile image. Please note that the default path that saves the images for BioStar 1 is C, program files, BioStar, server, image file. And you can select that you want two options that, and you click the migrate user. Then you can see the result of your migration. And please note that the migration proceeds in order for user groups, cards, and users. If a user duplication or transfer failure occurs, a report pop-up appears after the migration is complete. Click Error Report to make a migration result.txt file. You can find that error report in the BioStar migration tools path. That is the installation BioStar tools under the BioStar-migration. If the migration is interrupted during a data transfer, the data is stored only that the transfer has proceeded. If you try to migrate again, the transfer of the entire data is restarted. And next is log migration. To get log from BioStar DB to BioStar 2, then you can see the migration page of the top. There is a two tab, log, user, and log. Then click the log, and you can see these contents and fill in the connection information of BioStar 1 DB as refer to the BioStar 1 server config, and click on test connection. Also, go down the page and fill in the DB connection information of BioStar 2 AC server and click on test connection. You can see this information refer to the BioStar 2 settings tool, and click the test connection. If you fill this value, then you can see the connections result, such like this. and go down the page, and you can select the period and click migrate log. If you select the all log, then you migrate log all of the BioStar ones. And if you set the settings, then BioStar, these two migrate to your log, such like this. What you want to migration period. So if you set this period and migrate log clicking, then you can see the result such like this. If you select the all log, then you can see the status of like this. And if you set the period such like this, then you can see like this.
Hello?
Hello?
So this is last page, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. So is there any question for the webinar? Oh, she's name is Nalini and she's name Nayan. Chris. we will share the presentation after this session and share the video. Thank you, Nayan.
Thank you for your attending.
Okay, sure, Kenny.
Okay, we will share this presentation.
One more question from my side. Is it also possible to all the questions that are now written down in the chat box also add a slide to most frequent questions and answers?
Hello, I missed your question. Could you explain again?
Yeah, sure. Is it also possible to add one more slide to this presentation with the questions and answers that's now written down in the chat box?
Okay. Oh, okay, I understand. We will add the additional page for the chat box. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. We will close this session. Thank you.